All right, good morning, guys, or good evening, wherever you guys are, whatever time in the world. It is about 1 o'clock a.m. Canadian time. APG, how you doing? APG 37, first one to comment, first one here on the live. Hope you are doing good. All right, guys, so what is the trajectory of the market? Well, I'm going to break it down for you guys pretty much in a bit here. We'll wait for some more people to join. So the first thing is we are overbought. EK, how you doing? First thing is, guys, we are rejecting, okay? We are rejecting this key resistance right here. TG, what is up? White, good afternoon. So riding the BTC long. Nice. I'm actually in a BTC long myself. Robat, how you doing? All right. I'm actually in a Bitcoin long myself. So guys, we have hit this resistance over and over and over. But there's something that I don't like about this resistance, and that is the fact that we hit it once and we never dropped. We hit it twice and we never dropped. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at another channel that we are possibly in. This is a possible channel here on Bitcoin because we did, in fact, break out. D. Robinson, how you doing? Michael Chapman, there we go. The OG fam is back. TG. All right, guys, my apologies. I was sick for about a week, if you will, or maybe even a bit longer. And I'm sure everybody was pretty annoyed with me not showing up for the lives. Couldn't really do much with no voice, but we are definitely back. We are definitely rocking and rolling for the London session and then New York as well. So the first thing you guys want to note here is Bitcoin did break out. So we can see Bitcoin breaking out, kind of bouncing off this fair value gap, very little, but we are. There was a tweezer reversal on the 4-hour time frame. Here's how I'm going to play Bitcoin, guys. I don't necessarily know if we're going to break out, but what I do know is we are completely oversold in this 1-hour time frame. Well, we already broke out. We're bouncing off of this 1 hour right here, okay? So we are bouncing off the 1 hour time frame. And if you're not in a long non-financial advice, I would long it with a stop loss just below this liquidity gap right here. So stop loss, I would say, is about 68,500. You keep bouncing off this area. There are a lot of sells in this area. So every single time you come down to this region, you are continuously bouncing off of it. All right, D. Robinson, nice seeing you on the live. So, guys, I am long at the moment, and I do believe Bitcoin's going to push back up to 71.9 or whatever that is, 71.7, and even possibly 73 to 74K. The RSI is a very powerful thing. We don't use the RSI enough. I was going over my trading strategy today, and I noticed I've been skipping a lot of steps on the YouTube live, maybe because I was sick, but I haven't been doing my normal analysis that I normally do. I give you guys the parallel channel. I show you guys an order block, and we're kind of done, and we're moving on to the next coin. But there are more things we need to look at. Now, the only thing I don't like about this potential pump is the fact that we're very close into the zero line on the MACD, so I got to see how that closes. But the 15-minute is oversold and coming back up. The 5-minute is oversold and coming back up. We may even push back up to 71,500. And I'd be very cautious in this area. But with how Bitcoin is ranging at the breakout here, I would expect there to be a massive pump, possibly to 74 and even 75 to 76K. Now, if we break this RSI, that means we're breaking this trend. And essentially, we would have to break this area right here, okay? Actually, we would have to break 69.2 for me to kind of call it quits on that long, even though I would put 68.5 as my stop loss. I definitely wouldn't be shorting right now, guys, because shorting is kind of risky. The fact is we already broke out. Bitcoin should have kept on pumping, but it didn't. And you are dropping on the 4-hour, which is why Bitcoin is dropping. If you go to the 18-hour time frame right here, though, we're moving up. If you go to the daily time frame right here, we're moving up. So every single time frame right now, except for the 3-day, is bullish. Okay, 3-day not looking too bullish. We're probably gonna have a drop by Friday. Okay, the 3-day is finally overbought. But in the shorter term, we are absolutely looking bullish, and I am not numb to figure that out. And we're probably going to see a London pump. Lately, London and Tokyo has been pumping the market, except for today. Tokyo is not really doing anything, but accumulating at that order block. And I would say through the night, we're going to get a pretty big pump. I would even say probably into New York. Maybe we get some manipulation and then we get a pump. Because right now we're following this channel. And that looks like the channel is going to be about 76K. Now, if we look at our daily, we have a bit more, a bit more stuff going on here on the daily time frame. If you guys look at the daily time frame right here, if we pump to 76, we may come back down in range, or 75, but ultimately it looks like we are going to push up to around 84K before dropping. You can kind of see Bitcoin hitting that resistance over and over. Now we are not really hitting it. Well, we are hitting it, but we're not really rejecting. We're trying to push. And in my personal opinion, it looks like either today or tomorrow, we are going to have a nice big pump, a liquidity pump. And it looks like that 4 hours is going to become oversold over the next 24 to 48 hours. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Is anybody longing? Are you guys shorting the market? What are you guys doing? What is the trajectory right now? Do I think we are coming back down in the 50K range down the road? Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So it looks like we're going to push up to 81 to 83. I'll be real with you guys. This is what it is looking at. The daily keeps on pushing up. We broke out on the daily, 18 hours coming down, yes, but as long as we're above this 1 hour RSI, which you're pretty much redrawing the channel from here. 76. And if we break out a 76 at that point, we pretty much go to 84 or whatever that liquidity gap is. Right? So I would say 82, 83, long from 69.4. Perfect. So you're pretty much longing that liquidity gap right here, right? You're pretty much longing that support. You can see the 5 minutes oversold. The 15's now oversold. The 30-minute is kind of ranging, and the 45-minute oversold. 1 hour, very, very oversold. So I see us breaking 70,002 and definitely coming up and visiting 71,007 and even possibly 73. If we were going to drop, guys, we would have already dropped. That's the thing we got to keep in mind. We would have already dropped. We had a chance to drop here. We never did. Then we broke out. And then we broke out again in the New York session. And nothing really happened. We even back tested the breakout right here at 69.2. Had a massive candle. Rejected. At least I would be looking to the top here around 73. That would be my short-term top. I would play the channel over and over again until it cannot be played. Right? All right. So there's a pretty big breakdown of Bitcoin. Now I do want to let you guys know though. So the weekly is looking okay, actually. Weekly is definitely looking okay. We still have some resistance right here. And we didn't break out yet, right? So we didn't break out. There's a lot of resistance in that region. We just kind of got to see what London does. Normally, London has been pumping the market, right? So after 83K, we coming back down to the bottom of the channel. Yeah, that's the ideal of it. Unless we break out on the weekly, then there's more scenarios we got to look at, right? All right, so let's look at some of the altcoins we've been looking at today. XCN had a nice little pump. Someone mentioned in the morning. Looking pretty good there. I know Pixel had a very nice pump as well too. We were looking at Pixel in the live. Shout out to GP. Pixel's rocking and rolling here. Altcoins are absolutely flying. I believe Pixel actually broke out. Yeah, so Pixel broke out of the May 2025 downtrend. And we were actually looking at Pixel here. So look at Pixel, oversold on the 1 hour time frame. See if we got liquidity gaps here. So we do. We have a liquidity gap on Pixel just about right here at about 0.11. This would maybe be my short if I was going to go for a short. But look, this went up from 0.04 all the way to about 0.01. Bob, how you doing? Soros has bottomed. All right. Let's check out Soros. I never heard of it. Soros on KCEX. Sure. Yeah, this has dropped a lot. A lot. But it also broke out. Not really doing anything. For me, even to look at this or give it a shot, it would need to break 0.02 area. All right, who is in this long with me, guys? Who is jumping in or in a long already? And you guys know I typically don't long this market, but this time we are longing the market because I've done enough data and enough research to long the market. Make sure you guys hit that like button, guys. I appreciate everybody. London is opening in 1 hour. All right, London is opening in 1 hour here. So let's take a look at Fartcoin. So Fartcoin's very, very overbought, but it did hit the bottom of the channel. And it also did break out. Wow, look at the drop. Oversold. So there's a possibility that Fartcoin can pump all the way to about 18. 18 hours going up. Daily's ranging. Let me look because I know we broke out and now we obviously have a downtrend. Yeah, Fartcoin's kind of going sideways here. You do have a golden cross coming up. You do have some resistance, so I would say we could pump to about 17.2 to about 17.1. Now, keep in mind, guys, this is a trading session, so we may get some manipulation. We may get a little pump to about resistance, drop back down maybe here, and then continue back up. Typically, I will not enter a trade into a session until the hour is over. But because we did break out, this is a bit different. If we were right here, I would not enter a trade. But a breakout proves to me that, okay, the lowest we could go is 69 if it did go low, right? And actually, if you look right here, guys, on Bitcoin, we are, in fact, bouncing off of the 382, where if you flip this, this is a very bullish bounce area, because that is also called your 618, and that lines up with 73,500. 73,005 to about 73,006 if the market does want to pump, right? 18 hours moving up, like I said, too. So let's take a look at XRP. Moises, how you doing? Good evening. Are you looking for a long or a short? Great call on WLFI drop. I forgot we looked at WLFI. So WLFI did kind of break out. Three-day longing Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm longing too. So you're seeing the same thing. I'm seeing a pretty good pump coming into the market. I would say WLFI is looking okay. It is tricky. It is really tricky, guys, because you can see that we are completely oversold here in the 1 hour. So WLFI is not looking too bad, but I would wait for this 4 hour to be closed if I will even consider getting into it. The 18, the daily's looking pretty good. 1 hour needs to hold this order block. If the 1 hour can hold this order block at around 9.9, yeah, WLFI would be a good scalp to about 10.4. That would definitely be a good scalp for sure. Okay, SUI. Loza, good evening. How you doing? Just getting back into the market. Had to take everything out for life expenses. No problem. It is life, man. Family comes first. All right. SUI is dropping a bit here, but again, we broke out. So it looks like we might have a massive pump coming in the market. Altcoins are looking fairly good here. Altcoins broke out. You can even see that we have a golden cross approaching. Sui might go on a massive pump here. I'm talking really big pump. I'd keep an eye on it. 15 minutes oversold. 1 hour is very, very oversold. Typically, I'd want it to come back down to this area, but it looks like we're bouncing off of here. And it looks like maybe we could go down a bit more. Obviously, I want this 4 hour to be oversold, but Sui is looking very, very good with this golden cross approaching. How about Bitcoin? Bitcoin has a golden cross here too. So the whole market has a 4 hour golden cross. Diesel, thank you for coming on the live. So if we look at the whole market, guys, initially, you can see that Bitcoin is a huge rounded bottom. You're looking at a big pump, potentially. But more so, we are about to cross our 4 hour. Now, let me put this into plain perspective. Sure, we've been shorting the market for quite a while. We've actually been below the 4 hour 200 EMA since January 26, okay? Why this matters is because we have a huge rounded bottom of consolidation, and you're essentially looking at Bitcoin doing something like that. Jingle Music Maker, how you doing? Which stocks should I buy $300 right now? I don't know off the top of my head. Hit that like button, guys. Let's run it up. If you're new to the live, welcome. Thank you for joining. Let me know where you're tuning in from. If you're OG fam, let me know where you guys are tuning in from. At least I'm feeling better when the market is starting to get some movement, right? But yeah, the weekly is not looking too bad either. Weekly is not looking too bad either. If you go from the bottom here of the retracement, you didn't, well, you're technically at your 382, which would be your 618 almost at 57. I believe it did hit 57 on Bitstamp. If we go to Bitcoin on Bitstamp, I think we did hit it. And if we hit it, that yeah, we pretty much technically, if you guys want to look at the 382 or the 618, we pretty much bounced off of it, which is a bullish reversal. We could look at that as a scenario for sure. But I want to break out. I want to get back above here before anything is set in stone. We've got about 30 minutes left here on the London Open. Thoughts on WLFI? I don't really have any thoughts at the moment other than WLFI is ranging and it looks okay. Still below that 4 hour. Kind of waiting for that 4 hour to settle down here. It is completely oversold. I would say WLFI pushes to about 10.4, or sorry, possibly to about 11.2, but WLFI isn't horrible. It's got bullish divergence. So XGen, how you doing? You're still bearish. It's a good idea to be bearish. We're in a downtrend, right? At the moment, Bitcoin hasn't broken out. So when Bitcoin breaks out of this area right here, that is when we are going to run. Tokyo has been just a range after range after range. Like Tokyo has been super boring today. The only thing I don't like, guys, is this 4-hour time frame is dropping, but it may do something like this. And actually, if you look at this right here, this is a perfect cup and handle. Perfect cup and handle on Bitcoin. Oh shit. I don't know why it does that. Steve, how you doing? Hit that like button, guys. Thank you very much for joining the live. I never touch it. It just randomly mutes itself. All right, guys, we got 20 minutes left for the London Open. I do want to look at the crypto market cap here. The total crypto market cap, and why this is important is because is this going to be a breakout? So the first thing is we can see that we have a huge rounded bottom on Bitcoin, okay? Huge rounded bottom. Why does this matter? Because the rounded bottom is a bullish pattern. It means that we're pretty much it means that we broke out, okay? So essentially, we kind of broke out on total 3. Like right there would be your breakout. So if that is the case, then that 4 hour even here we broke out, I believe, too. Yeah, so total 3 broke out, or the total crypto market cap broke out. It has got the same pattern as Bitcoin has. It has got a 4 hour bullish cross. And now we are just ranging. So this is like a huge rounded bottom. Same thing with Bitcoin. Huge rounded bottom. Massive, massive rounded bottom, guys. No volume in the market in Tokyo, which isn't really a bad thing because it means that the charts are flat. And now if we look at Tether DOM, Tether DOM is kind of holding on to dear life here. You could kind of see Tether DOM bouncing off of this trend line right here. If we lose the trend line on Tether dominance, we are going to drop. If we break out here, we are going to pump. So it is kind of the moment of truth for Tether. Kind of the moment of truth here for Tether. So if we break it, we come down. If we don't break it, we possibly pump. And then if we break out of this area right here, we're going to pump as well. So keep that in mind for Tether. We did break out here on Tether too. So that is a bit alarming. But that 1 hour is overbought. Where if you look at the correlation, the 1 hour is oversold on Bitcoin. I will tell you guys this. The only thing I don't like on Bitcoin at the moment is the fact that the 4 hour is dropping. And that is going to give it downtrend momentum. So yes, I'm longing, but I'm most likely, providing this does play out, most likely going to take profit around 71,200, which is that resistance if it does get back up there. All right, we got 10 minutes left on this London Open. Is your liquidity chart similar to the volumized order blocks by Flux charts? I haven't looked into it. I'll have to look into it. The other thing, guys, is if you look at the liquidity gaps right here, yeah, so 68. $69.4 would be my absolute bottom on Bitcoin. If we break it, you're looking at breaking 69.2. If we break 69.2, if we do, then we are possibly in trouble. Sorry, guys, I'm not used to staying up late. I've been going to bed at a decent time lately because of the London session not happening. The other thing too, guys, is this 2 hour is very oversold. The only thing I don't like is the fact the MACD is dropping on the 1 hour. Where am I long from? About 60,700, or sorry, 69,700. Normally, I'm spewing shorts on the channel. Based on what I'm seeing, it looks like we are going to move in a direction to the upside. We might not do anything for London. We might just range again in London, but New York there's definitely going to be some movement in New York, 100%. All right, guys, 10 minutes on this candle here. Let's look at Dogecoin. $69,599 tight stop loss. Yeah, good. You need tight stop loss in this market, right? So Dogecoin has pretty good bullish dive here. I would say Dogecoin is looking like a really good long. Yeah, Doge is looking like a really, really good long here, guys, if we remain above this liquidity gap right here. So we have a nice liquidity gap right here on Doge. We have some bullish dive bouncing off of our higher low. And it looks like Doge is about to absolutely take off and rip. Yeah, so we broke out on Dogecoin too. So looks like there's about to be a huge move on altcoins potentially. Bitcoin's getting some momentum here. You had a nice little tweezer double reversal here at your 618. Off of this fair value gap as well too. This is a really, really big opportunity, guys, to make a lot of money. If there's a big move, right? If there's not, oh well. But looks like there is possibly going to be a big move in the market. Moises, BTC is testing the daily open. Yes. Let's look at Zcash. Same thing, Zcash. Same thing, bullish dive. Bullish dive on Zcash. Bullish dive on Dogecoin. Bouncing off your fair value gap right here in a double bottom. Is there a bullish dive on Bitcoin? I think. Yep, bullish dive on Bitcoin too. So Bitcoin is bullish dive. All these coins have bullish divergence. If you're looking at total 3, which are your altcoins, total 3 is looking kosher. And you have bullish dive on total 3 too. So the whole market has bullish divergence off of every single asset I looked at. Yeah, total 3 is looking very, very good, guys, here too. Yeah, 30-minute bullish dive, 15-minute bullish dive. You already broke out right here, so I would say we get a nice rounded bottom pump to the top. All right, guys, all eyes on Bitcoin. Yeah, look at that breakout rounded bottom. Anytime you see Bitcoin in a rounded bottom like this, you're normally going to get a massive move up. Now, I do want to show you guys before we exit the live. We're going to wait for the London Open. I do want to make sure you guys understand the liquidity. So there's a lot of sells in this area right here. More sells than buys. However, my stop loss wouldn't be below here. It would actually be below here at about 68,500. Let's take a look at Ethereum, guys, because Ethereum we should be looking at all the time. I don't really like to look at ETH, but the reality is ETH is looking very, very good. So same song and dance, bullish dive. And we can see Ethereum is bouncing off this. We can see Ethereum broke out a long time ago. So ETH broke out all the way over here, and ETH actually did run. Where Bitcoin broke out, right? Bitcoin broke out, and Bitcoin did not run. So Bitcoin did not run. ETH did run. I would say we're going to get a fairly nice pump in the market here. Of course, anything could happen, but everything is lining up for a real big move. Even into New York, guys. I would say even possible that New York, we pump into New York. We'll have to see how this 4-hour comes up, if it comes up. All right, we got 1 minute left on the London Open. ICP is trending right now here pretty good. Holy man, that is a pump. Altcoins are getting ready for a move, guys. A move is about to happen in the market. I said this already. ICP already broke out. Bullish dive on ICP around 234. All right, so we're open on London. Now my question is, are we moving up on the 1 hour? And we are. So this is good because now we're moving up on the 1 hour time frame where we were staying below the 1 hour. That is looking pretty good. Your 15 minutes looking okay. Your 5 minutes looking not too bad as well. And you have about 4 hours left on this, or 1 hour left on this 4-hour candle, which is probably going to settle down and switch direction or just range. And now you guys could see the 18-hour candles getting to be red. So there's definitely going to be some positive momentum here into the 18-hour close. We can see it with it moving up. All right, guys, set your stop losses and profit. Smash that like button, guys. We'll see you on the New York session tomorrow. I am long, but if it breaks 69.2, I am out of my long, okay? That's essentially where I would be exiting my long, all right? Is there still 1 hour to go given we are on the, oh yeah, daylight savings. I forgot about daylight savings. So right now here in Canada, it is 2 o'clock. Yeah, daylight savings is going to mess up with everything. I completely forgot. So I think you are white. You are right, White. The London time is actually 1 hour, guys. So I am. So London opens in 1 hour. My apologies. I completely forgot about daylight savings. So it's 2 a.m. here right now. And London will actually be open in an hour. So we're still on course for the market pumping. But because daylight savings, we are an hour behind. So make sure you guys set your clocks and look at the stock exchange and stuff like that, because I completely forgot about the time going forward and the time going back. But we are 2 a.m. So if that is the case, then you even have 1 more hour, and you can see that we are moving up on the stochastic RSI indicator, right? But I can't stay up till 3 a.m., guys. I can't do it. I can't stay up till 3 a.m. But I will say the trajectory is going up, and you can see the rounded bottom. You can also see this being completely oversold. Thank you, White, for reminding me. And then if we look at the New York time, now everything's going to be messed up. If you look at the New York time, that makes sense. Okay, I get it. Because I normally do my live. Yeah. It's not 8 a.m. London. The London Stock Exchange opens at 8 a.m. It's 7 a.m. in London right now. It's daylight savings that's messing me up. Hold on. The London Stock Exchange opens for regular trading at 8 a.m. And it is not 8 a.m. in London right now. It's 7 a.m. But it is an hour before, so there may be games being played. There may be wicks as well and liquidity grabs. Olga, how you doing? Good morning. Nice seeing you on here. We are ending the live as it is. This daylight savings thing is messing me up, but nonetheless, it does look like the market is about to pump. I'll figure out the daylight savings, and then I'm probably gonna have to do the live on New York. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out, guys. I'll figure it out in the morning on when we're gonna do New York. If you're and Tokyo. If you're just joining the live, though, okay, we are in a long on Bitcoin. Very nice rounded bottom. Very nice cup and handle. Oversold. 4 hour almost oversold. It looks like there's going to be a pretty big pump in the market. So I hope you guys have a great night, and we will talk to you tomorrow for the New York session. I will announce the New York session before I do it because I got to look at the time. So it's 3:08 a.m. 4, 5, 6, 7. So if it's 8 here, yeah, so we should be fine with the New York session. But I'm getting tired, guys. I hope you guys have a great night. Set your stop losses in profit, or set your stop losses in general. Protect your capital. All right, London trading actually is in 1 hour because of daylight savings, which is why there's not too much movement. So check your schedule, guys. Protect your capital, and we'll see you on the New York live tomorrow. Okay, make sure you guys check the daylight savings because typically London should be open right now, but at the moment we are just ranging. All right, Gail, how you doing? Nice seeing you, bud. Hope you guys have a great night, guys, and we'll see you on the New York session in the morning. And make sure if you guys haven't signed up for beastlimitless.com, if you're new to the channel, go to beastlimitless.com. It is completely free. I've been putting Bitcoin updates and stuff like that. If you're new here, beastlimitless.com. I see a couple new people in our London session. Thank you for joining. 100% free. I don't want money from you. You're going to want to be a part of this when I go over the funded accounts, which is going to be a free training at some point this month. Hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed night. And let's see what happens with Bitcoin, right? 50-50. Crypto is always 50-50.